So glad to have you, man.
Glad to be here, brother.
I appreciate.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
brother.
I appreciate you coming on, man. I know you're a busy man. You got your own business and everything, and so
try to stay busy.
yeah, you got the kids, man. Great
Yeah.
family, man.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and get into it, man. Let's go ahead and tell everybody who you are and what it is you do, so that way they'll be able to listen to you.
Absolutely. Anthony Andrews. I'm a fireman, man. I've been a firefighter for the last 14 years. I'm also a teacher at Elizabeth Early Learning Center. I've been a child care provider for almost 6 years.
Okay.
That's what I love to do, man. I try to be versed in all different aspects of the community in some form of fashion, man. This is just Lynchburg is my home, so I've been around here my whole life, obviously.
Okay.
I've wanted to move out, but I've always kept coming back, man. So this is home, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll go ahead and jump in it. So you being a firefighter, I'm pretty sure when you first started, being a firefighter, I'm pretty sure that you all go to houses and maybe something medical. So could you take us through like what the process is when you first started, like showing up to scenes, whether it be minor or major?
Yeah, absolutely. So what happens? A lot of people don't understand. They think that when we're at a fire station, we're just kind of hanging out watching TV. We're waiting for a call, and half of that is true. We are waiting for a call, but in the interim, man, we're usually training and we're doing some type of cognitive skills to kind of get us prepared for the worst. Because in all, man, firefighters are problem solvers. That's what we do. Somebody calls 911, it's because they're having a bad day or something's going on in their life that's detrimental to them and their family. They're not calling because they don't have nothing else to do, right?
Okay.
So they call 911. Let's say somebody's having chest pain, right? Mm-hmm. It could be anything. It doesn't have to be cardiac related chest pain. It could be indigestion. It could be you pulled a muscle in your chest. So somebody calls 911. They talk to a dispatcher here in Lynchburg and the Lynchburg Communications up on the hill, Callens Mountain Station. The dispatcher gets all the information. They contact the appropriate station through tones. And so what happens is a tone drops in the station, a loud ring, you kind of hear the lights come on, and then that kind of alerts us to get on the truck and get ready to roll out, man. And so what happens, we have only a few seconds to get ourselves together, get on the truck, know exactly where the location is. We even have an iPad in the truck, but still, it's smart for you to be able to be familiar with the territory, right? Yeah. And so we get on the truck, we riding down the road, lights and sirens. Sometimes we don't go lights and sirens depending on the situation. We get to the scene. We always want to assess the scene, no matter if it's a medical call or a fire call, because our safety comes first. We're our number one priority, right? Yeah. And so we arrive on the scene, we're assessing the scene, we're visually seeing what we're there for, And so then we get out of the truck. We usually always have our bags with us, whether it's an airway bag or some type of trauma bag. We'll usually have a heart monitor with us, and then some other pieces of equipment that we need. So that way we don't have to keep on running back and forth to the truck.
Yeah, try to cut down the time.
Absolutely, man, because time is of the essence, right?
Yeah.
Somebody's having a heart problem or a cardiac related issue. We don't want to waste a ton of time. Just kind of hanging around,
Yeah, very important.
Yeah, so we go inside, man, and then it's all action. Yeah, we begin with the patient assessment. Patient assessment is me and you just talking, having a conversation. Mm-hmm. You're telling me that you're having pain. Well, obviously you're breathing because you're talking, right? Airway, breathing, circulation. Yeah, I know exactly what you're going through. I'm looking at you, so I know you have full color. Mm-hmm. I'm physically touching you, right? So I'm feeling your heart rate with my hand by checking your pulse. I'm also checking your skin temperature. Mm-hmm. I'm doing all these different things. You think I'm just talking to you, but I've already started assessing.
Yeah, so that's a pretty good skill, man.
Yeah, man. It takes some time to learn that, though. It's not something that you just automatically you actually capture. So
now what I love about firemen, man, is like really it didn't really get highlighted, in my opinion, to 9/11. When the whole narrative was people running out of the building, you got firemen running in the building. Sure. So no matter what when it gets dressed, you got people trying to evacuate. But how does it feel, or what you have in the family, and your wife knowing that when it all comes down to it, like something that she has to get out, you have to gear up and go in?
Absolutely, it's a scary feeling, man, because I have two little ones that depend on income, right, or depend on me being present in their lives, right. My wife depends on me for just having a relationship in the marriage, right, and growing together. I think it's funny because the movies highlight dramatic scenes in an emergency situation, right?
Yeah.
So you take, for example, if you have a room that's on fire, and in that room in the movie you see flames on the other side of the room, and those guys are in there and they fighting fire and everything, and they look heroic, right? That couldn't be far from the truth, right? In a real life situation, you're never able to see the fire because smoke, it builds up so much,
Yeah, I never thought
it hits
about
the
that.
ceiling, it starts banking down even
Yeah.
before we arrive. So the only way that we can know where a fire is or flame is by a thermal imaging camera and by just simply listening.
Wow, I never thought about
Just by
that.
simply, so we make ourselves into a room, and then the only thing we can do is everybody just be quiet, and you can hear fire crackling
Wow.
and fire popping. And so that's where we know exactly where the fire is, and we start searching the room for people, of course, and pets, and then we start making our way to the fire. And then you can feel heat, obviously, but we never walk in the room and we say, oh yeah, there's fire over there, let's go on over there. It's never
Gotcha.
that visible. So